Right now at noon, a freeze on federal grants is blocked. The impact on community programs and the next move for local leaders. Plus, dozens line up to watch Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s confirmation hearing for Health and Human Services Committee, why he's attracting both support and opposition. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Breiter. Right now, a temporary block of a Trump administration freeze on federal grants and loans is set to expire on Monday. A U.S. district judge issued the block just minutes before it would go into effect. It comes after a Trump administration announcement that it would begin an across-the-board ideological review of spending. The move is defended by White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
The reason for this is to ensure that every penny that is going out the door is not conflicting with the executive orders and actions that this president has taken.
The pause on federal grants has the potential to have big impacts here in Wisconsin. Madison Mayor Sati Rhodes Conway says city staff are working to find out what city programs could be impacted.
The truth is, at this point in time, we just don't know what the impact will be or how broad it will be. The language in this directive is new, it's unprecedented, it's exceedingly vague, and as you have heard, is already facing legal challenges.
Local organizations are also navigating the potential impacts of the loss of federal funds. Head Start Wisconsin has not been able to access their payment reimbursement request system, despite being told they would not be included if the pause were to go into effect. In Dane County alone, they received $14 million in federal funds. There's a chance to talk with your local congressman. Mark Pocan is hosting a town hall tonight. You can also share your views about the early days of the Trump administration. The town hall is expected to focus on immigration and the recent situation involving the federal funding freeze. It's tonight at 6 o'clock at the South Central Federation of Labor on South Park Street. This afternoon, 2 people are displaced after an apartment fire on Madison's west side. Fire crews were called to the Lincoln Ridge Drive around 7 o'clock last night. 2 people were removed from a balcony while the fire was quickly put out. Investigators say the fire started on the 2nd floor and was caused by an unapproved improvised heating device. The people are now getting help from the Red Cross. Right now, Madison police are searching for 2 people after 2 hit and runs last night. It happened around 9:30 at the intersection of John Nolan Drive and Williamson Street when a white sedan ran a red light. That car drove away from a traffic stop, hitting a parked car near Willie and South Patterson Streets. Officers later got reports of a white sedan crashing into another parked vehicle on Atwood Avenue. Witnesses reported seeing 2 people fleeing the scene. Police searched the area and discovered a stolen gun and drugs. If anyone has any information on these incidents, you're asked to call Madison Police or Crime Stoppers. Clean energy is now flowing into Madison gas and electric powered homes. This comes as the 6-megawatt Strix solar project in Fitchburg is now operational. That site is producing enough energy to power about 1,400 households each year. 4 megawatts of the project will go towards existing customers. The other 2 are going to the company's proposed shared solar Strix program. That would allow participants to pay a minimal upfront fee to subscribe to receive energy from the Strix array for 6 years. Well, the breezy conditions continue for your Wednesday. First for meteorologist Jacob Montesano as your certified most accurate forecast. Another mild one out there, Jacob.
Yeah, and I can say that the winds are not nearly as bad as yesterday or Monday, and that honestly makes it feel a lot warmer, despite the actual temperatures being a little bit cooler compared to yesterday. But as we look at the current wind speeds, a lot of the area pretty calm right now. Now, it is a bit windier as you head further east towards Lake Michigan, but very calm for south central and southwestern Wisconsin. But as we take a look at the current temperatures, they are just a few degrees cooler. But as I mentioned, without the wind, it actually feels a bit milder. And even though they are cooler compared to yesterday, they are still well above normal for this time of the year. Now, as we take a look at the wind gusts throughout the day, they're going to get even better. And right now, they're fairly calm. They're going to be completely calm by the time we get to the evening hours. So as we look at the forecasted highs for today, not really going to see the temperatures change too much. We'll see on and off cloud cover as well. Right now, we're seeing a good amount of sunshine out here, but we could see mostly cloudy skies at times. Again, highs kind of in the lower 40s. As we head towards the evening, as I mentioned, the winds will be very calm at this hour, and we're likely going to see clear skies with temperatures in the 30s. But we do have some light precipitation in the forecast. I'll talk more in detail about that coming up a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, we'll see you then. Thank you. More news at noon. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is on Capitol Hill today for his confirmation hearing to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. It comes a day after his cousin called him a predator and urged senators to reject President Trump's nomination. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
Before a packed hearing room, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. took his seat before lawmakers hoping to serve as President Trump's Secretary of Health and Human Services.
News reports have claimed that I'm anti-vaccine or anti-industry. I am neither. I am pro-safety.
As one of Trump's most controversial cabinet picks, Democrats raised concern about his past comments on vaccine skepticism.
Mr. Kennedy has embraced conspiracy theories, quacks, charlatans, especially when it comes to the safety and efficacy of vaccines.
But Republicans praised him, saying Kennedy represents an opportunity to improve the nation's health system.
Your commitment to combating chronic conditions that drive health care costs will be critical to our success.
The hearing comes a day after Kennedy's cousin, Caroline Kennedy, released a scathing letter to lawmakers urging them to reject his nomination.
Bobby himself is a predator. Bobby preys on the desperation of parents of sick children, vaccinating his own kids while building a following hypocritically discouraging other parents from vaccinating theirs.
Ahead of the hearing, dozens of people lined up to try to get a seat inside. That includes doctors and nurses from out of state, both firm supporters and staunch opponents.
His vaccine skepticism will cause people to not get their children immunized, which will further increase disease in children.
I'm very, very, very excited about ending the chronic disease epidemic for children and adults in our country.
Kennedy's confirmation process continues tomorrow before the Senate Health Committee. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The Rupert Murdoch-owned New York Post, which is influential in Republican circles, published an editorial on Monday urging senators to vote against Kennedy, writing he, quote, doesn't want to restore trust. He wants to burn the whole thing to the ground to benefit himself, end quote. Well, happening today, Papa Murphy's locations in the 608 are hosting Dine to Donate. They are giving back 50% of online sales for the entire day when someone uses the code BELIEVE at checkout. This is going directly back to Abundant Life Christian School. These locations are all across Wisconsin, including Baraboo, DeForest, Janesville, Madison, Middleton, Monona, Monroe, Oregon, Platteville, Portage, Prairie du Sac, Reedsburg, Richland Center, Stoughton, Sun Prairie, Verona, and Wanakee. This Dine to Donate fundraiser comes after Papa Murphy's donated 400 pizzas to Abundant Life earlier this month. In a statement from Papa Murphy's, they say the local franchisees are just doing their part to show support for local families in a time where they have been going through the worst. Still ahead for us this afternoon, how much U.S. consumer confidence dipped for the second month in a row, plus what the White House is offering federal workers planning to resign by the first week of February.
The White House is offering federal workers the option of keeping full pay and benefits through the end of September if they decide to resign their positions by February 6th. Senior administration officials say they expect around 10% of the roughly 2 million civilian federal employees nationwide will opt in. The American Federation of Government Employees Union criticized the program, saying it will have vast, unintended consequences that will cause chaos. In an email to federal workers, the Trump administration said that those who decide to remain will not have full assurance that their roles won't be eliminated. U.S. consumer confidence dipped for the second month straight, according to business research group The Conference Board. Americans 55 and under were mostly responsible for the 5-point drop in January compared to last month. Overall, survey respondents seem to have a more pessimistic outlook over future job and earnings prospects. And after weeks of teasing on social media, Popeyes and Tequila Don Julio finally unveiled the details of their collaboration. The fast food chain will serve Don Julio flavored chicken sandwiches, wings, and mocktails on a championship menu ahead of next month's Super Bowl in New Orleans. The items will be sold Friday only at locations in just 6 cities. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Here's a look at the current stock numbers at this hour. The Dow is down 86 points, NASDAQ down 179, and the S&P 500 down right now 21. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Pam Yankee has today's egg number straight ahead, and Jacob returns with the first warn forecast. Then later on live at 4, how tariffs set to go into effect February 1st could impact Wisconsin's economy. Now Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. Hi, Pam.
Hey there, kiddo. Welcome back. Glad to have you.
Yeah, good to be here.
Yeah. You know, I wish I could keep a smile on my face, but unfortunately, I've got some not so good news for Wisconsin agriculture. We lost another dear friend, Doug Williams, who is somebody that a lot of folks in Greene County have grown up with. He was a member of the Kuhn Knight manufacturing team in Broadhead for 30 plus years, very involved in World Dairy Expo, very involved with Wisconsin Farm Technology Days. Unfortunately, he has passed. He had just finished their brand new home up in Door County, kind of looking towards retirement. Doug Williams passed away. His funeral arrangements happening tomorrow in the Evansville area. Talking on a more positive note, we've got a dairy farmer in Wisconsin being recognized as the 2025 Innovative Dairy Farmer of the Year. Grotegut Dairy, who's up in Newton, Wisconsin, is the winner of that award from the International Dairy Foods Association for how they harness technology to make sure that they're taking care of their cows, and in turn, the cows are producing top quality milk. They also are all about harnessing the data that they're generating on that dairy operation to turn it into possible future financial opportunities, for example, in the carbon credit market. Congratulations to Doug Grotegut, as well as all the rest of the family members, team members at Grotegut Dairy in Newton, 2025 Innovative Dairy Farmers of the Year. Well played. Today, as far as the markets are concerned, holding pretty firm overall. When I get to the dairy complex, you're going to notice that butter is kind of continuing to slide away. One of the reasons that's happening is we've got a little bit of a surplus of some of the dairy fat in our marketplace. So some of the cream that's out there, obviously we're not consuming necessarily a lot of ice cream right now. So that cream instead is being diverted to the butter market, a little bit more than we're consuming right now. So for a moment, butter market's the weak one. Today, barrel cheese stands still at $1.86.5. 40-pound block cheese up another 4 cents. That's at $1.93. And like I said, because of that surplus of basically the butter fat in the marketplace, our butter's down about 4 cents at $2.46 a pound. But I'll tell you what, Josh, given where egg prices are going, maybe you can offset some of the investment you're making in the cackle doodles and instead picking up a deal on butter, because even yesterday, I personally was a little surprised at what a dozen eggs are going for. And that's not changing anytime soon. You can't just snap your fingers.
Yeah, it's insane. And hey, there is something going on Saturday, National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day, so maybe that'll help out a little bit. So I don't need another excuse to pull out the ice cream spoon at 8 a.m. on Saturday. So
yeah, there we go. I'm good with that.
All right, Pam, have a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
The mild and breezy weather continues this afternoon. First Warn meteorologist Jacob Montesano has your certified most accurate forecast. Kind of some ice cream weather with, what, 50s in the forecast?
Yeah, tomorrow we could be hitting the lower 50s for really the entire area, but we are going to see the temperatures drop a little bit after that. We have some light mix in the forecast for Friday morning, and then throughout the weekend we'll certainly see cloud cover and we may see some light precipitation. Still a bit unclear just how much we will see though. Now, as we take a look at the wind gust forecast, it's going to remain breezy throughout the day, but right now and throughout the day, not as bad as yesterday or Monday, and it's going to calm down a lot by the time we get to the evening, but then it's going to pick back up for Thursday. But the winds will be out of the south tomorrow, and that's going to fuel these temperatures reaching the 50s. And then once we get to Thursday evening and a Friday morning, we're not really going to see breezy conditions through the weekend. So throughout the rest of today, we'll have high temperatures in the lower 40s, on and off cloud cover, a few peaks of sun, at points we could see mostly sunny skies, but for the most part, just on and off clouds. And then looking at tomorrow, we could be getting into the 50s for pretty much everybody, and we're also expected to see a lot of sunshine, maybe a few clouds in southern Wisconsin as that system moves into our area Thursday night. But beyond that, definitely enjoy the weather on Thursday, only a little bit of wind. Now for today, again, just some on and off clouds. That's going to continue for the overnight hours. But by Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon, we're going to see clear skies for much of the day until later, where we are going to see some clouds roll in, and that could bring in some very light precipitation. Notice near the Illinois-Wisconsin border, we could see some light rain showers Thursday evening into the overnight hours. Some of these rain showers could actually turn into some flurries, but we're certainly not expecting accumulation. And as you see, Madison and areas north very likely to see little to no precipitation. And the best chance of it will be Thursday night into Friday morning. By Friday afternoon, we're actually expecting the clouds to clear up a bit, and we could see some sunshine before the day is over. Now, fast forwarding a little bit towards the weekend, starting Friday at midnight, we could see some snow, especially north of Madison, but it looks like the heaviest snow is going to stay well off to the north in northern Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. But as we get into Saturday night, we could see some of that snow dip into southern Wisconsin. Could see a little bit of a rain-snow mix, but at this point in time, we're certainly not expecting much. And that's going to be the case for Sunday as well, as we'll see a good amount of cloud cover. So the chance of some light sprinkles or some light flurries will be there, but this is certainly not going to be a big issue. It is possible that a lot of the area doesn't see any rain or snow throughout the entire weekend. So overall, the bigger story for the weekend will be the temperatures cooling down a bit, but it actually is still going to be well above normal. Lower 40s, upper 30s from Friday through Sunday. Next week, it will be a bit cooler. We'll have highs in the 20s. So a few chances of snow. Best chance next week looks like it'll be Thursday. But we're still not really seeing a big shift in the lack of snow that we've seen so far this winter. That trend is going to continue, but at least we're going to see some mild temperatures. You know, it's been a pretty cold month up until this last week, and it was frustrating to have all these cold temperatures with no snow on the ground. So at least, you know, I'm a fan of snow, but if there's no snow on the ground, I definitely would prefer some mild weather. And I don't know about you, but today has been the best day just because it has not been windy, or at least not as windy as it was yesterday or Monday.
Yeah, I didn't even have a coat earlier. It's actually kind of nice outside. And that sunshine makes a big difference, too.
Yeah, you may not need a coat tomorrow.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Well, in an unlikely partnership, migrating owls are helping to build peace in the Middle East. Israeli and Arab scientists are working together to save the birds from being wiped out. John Paul Gonzo has this story from London.
Soaring through the sky, these birds know no boundaries. When they migrate, barn owls fly across conflict zones in the Middle East, their journey bringing a bit of unity to a divided region.
Owls for peace. Owls for peace.
Israeli and Arab scientists have joined forces to protect the predators from losing their habitat. They've built thousands of tiny homes for the birds in Israel, Jordan, and Palestinian territories.
With the help of the nesting box, the barn owls have bred and have done a great job at pest control.
The owls can clear entire crop fields of rodents, reducing the need for harmful pesticides, helping not just the environment, but people too. This project, a rare example of coexistence.
We use science to bring people together.
Working to bridge divides, one bird at a time. John Paul Gonzo, CBS News.
The long-running conservation initiative has caught the eye of world leaders and prominent politicians, including Pope Francis and the late President Jimmy Carter. Well, up next for us, Howard is celebrating the start of the Chinese New Year in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Luck comes in all forms, including the Chinese dish that we're making today. Start of the Chinese New Year. It's a time-honored holiday that focuses on family, festivals, and food. One of the many traditions that takes place during this time is to decorate streets and homes with everything from red paper lanterns to cutouts that represent love and happiness. You see, red signifies good fortune. So let me share with you a recipe that very well may bring you prosperity and luck. Here's what we do. After cooking some spaghetti till it's al dente, we drain it like normal. While that sits for a sec, in the same pot, we saute some thinly sliced carrots and minced garlic in a bit of oil. Once tender, we add some soy sauce, hoisin sauce, which we can find in our market's ethnic aisle, a bit of salt and pepper, and some scallions. After this heats up, we'll add the pasta back to the pot, and in minutes, it's ready to serve. And if you want, you could even add some cooked shrimp or chicken to make it an all-in-one meal. When you serve this during the Chinese New Year or any time of year, are you ever in for a simple yet tasty treat? I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our lucky Chinese noodles just in time to make this your lucky day. Rumor has it, the longer the noodle, the more prosperous the year. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today I'm in search of the longest noodle as a way to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's Jacob with your final forecast.
Thanks, Josh. The next couple of days still going to be dry and mild, especially tomorrow, where highs will be in the lower 50s. We're going to remain above normal for the weekend, but we do have some small chances of precipitation. Doesn't look like it's going to be a big issue with cooler temperatures for next week.
Thanks for joining us. Make it a great afternoon.